Hey, bub, this is Talking About Superheroes. So, what's your, and truth, justice, and the American way.
I do agree.
And it's like, oh, I died.
I like it slapped.
I'm Agent Phil Coulson from This is Talking About Superheroes. Thanks for all you supporters. Seriously, where are you guys? This is X-Men edition on the show that I just told you what it was. And this is my guest, X-Men enthusiast.
My name is Erika Rail. Thank you for having me on your show today.
Yeah,
And
thank you for being on my show today.
So you had asked me to come on here because I have a really big passion for X-Men, especially my favorite Wolverine. So let's talk X-Men. Okay, so with X-Men we have the main characters, which of course Wolverine, who's the badass. We have Rogue,
who's all like, I take you powers.
right? We have Jean Grey, also known as Phoenix. Yes, but she's one of the main characters. And then we have Cyclops, also known as Scott Summers. Summers. Beast.
Yes.
We have Nightcrawler. Storm. Cannot forget about Storm.
Don't ever forget Storm.
Colossus.
That's enough listing, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about, like, maybe in the beginning with the X-Men, in the early 60s. They were just a bunch of misfit teens, and you know, it was pretty much just school. And like in the beginning there of the first one, they're like all the boys are there like pampering Professor X, and then he's like ready for their class to start. But no, there's all these guys, Cyclops and Angel and Iceman and Beast, that, you know, do a lot of training in these ones, and they're still kids, and they all have these goofy yellow monkey suits or whatever. And then Jean Grey comes into the whole thing, and everyone who's not Cyclops is just like, oh my god, that's a girl. And everyone's just like hitting on her, and they're like, hey, and then the only real reason I realized that she fell for Cyclops is because he's not a womanizer.
Really?
Of course, he was kind of stupid too, but yeah. She was kind of dorky about things, though. She was kind of just like, yeah, I can move things with my mind. But I don't know. Those first X-Men weren't very exciting. It was really boring. It was kind of just high school with all boys except for one. And then, you know, the X-Men were saved by Wolverine's existence. If he didn't come along, X-Men would have sucked forever.
Well, I totally agree with you there.
But, like, you know, Wolverine had his first appearance in a Hulk comic. And they were like, hey, he's a mutant. Why don't we have him in the X-Men?
But I don't know. I don't know why I feel compelled to like Wolverine as much as I do. I just love his backstory.
Because he's almost a creature.
Well, not only that, it's just his life has been so hard, especially with the backstory with Alpha Flight and
I don't know much about Alpha Flight so much, but yeah.
Yeah, and just the fact that he's, you know, he has such rough exterior. Okay, so Emma Frost and Cyclops.
I was thinking
Emma Frost,
of Jean Grey and Cyclops.
Cyclops.
I'm not thinking so much of Emma Frost
Sorry,
thing. I'm just
I got confused.
thinking Jean Grey and Cyclops.
Okay.
God,
that's Jean Grey has to go up there, and like her and Jubilee are like the two worst characters.
She's not as bad as Jubilee, but
yeah. How many times has she died?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you that. I thought you would know because I didn't know.
I can count off the top of my head at least 5.
I don't know. And then and then after all that, they pretend it was just that first time that she died. That was the only time she died, and she's still dead.
I know. And then of course, my guy Wolverine has to keep going after her.
Yeah.
It's like, get over that.
That's not what I'm so annoyed about Jean and Cyclops. They're just like, it's just like, Jean is all like, I love you, Scott. I'm going to put my thoughts in your mind, and we're going to be with each other forever. And then all Scott's like is like, Jean!
Yeah, Jean, I know. He acts surprised every time she dies.
Why did you die, or why are you in trouble? That's not good.
It's like, hello, Scott, wake up.
But Jean, stop it.
Anyway, enough is enough. We're sick of it.
Jean! Because there was a comic book storyline also called Days of Future Past, which is like a time travel storyline. I don't know much about it, but I think it involves Sentinels and stuff. Sentinels are actually in the movie, but no, there was a story in the comic books where like it showed Wolverine in the future. Just so you know, this movie probably has very little to do with that storyline, but there's like a storyline and like Kitty Pryde travel. I don't know. Her older self like traveled to the past or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But she's like one of the only ones left with like Wolverine in the future.
Oh, nice.
But the other thing, there's the character Bishop is going to be in this new movie, and he's a time traveling guy, and you know he's got his classic. In the movie it looks like he's got his classic red bandana around his neck.
Nice.
It looks like he's got some sort of laser gun. But I don't know, the young Professor X seems totally awesome because he's got a beard and stuff, and it looked really high. I don't know why that's cool, but no, he's just like I don't want your future. And like Patrick Stewart's there, and he's like, I need you to hope again. No, but Magneto looks really badass, cool. Because he's like, I don't know, he just looks cool in that one. He's like doing awesome stuff. As for Beast, what happened to him? They made him look so weird in like that trailer. I don't know. It just doesn't look as good as in the other one. He's just like weird. Anyways, yes, coolness.
Some X-Men comics with me?
Oh yeah, wait, aren't you supposed to be on the camera? You know what?
Oh.
Forget the camera. Let's just sign out today. This has been an X-Men edition on whatever this show is called. Talking about superheroes. Oh my god, I'm getting distracted. I need to read that one over there. Okay, turn this stuff off. Take me off the air!